Hey there, cats and kittens. My name is Alonda Carter, and I am the Recovering Hunbot. I create anti-MLM, that's anti-multi-level marketing videos, and on occasion, I dip my toes into true crime. But if you think about it, isn't multi-level marketing criminal? And today's video is kind of a crossing over into the world of crime, and it's related to multi-level marketing, like because it involves a Ponzi scheme and also involves murder. Please do not send any hate to anyone involved in multi-level marketing or a Ponzi scheme or any kind of scheme or anything at all. Be kind to each other and to me in the comment section. And remember, this is based on my experience, research, and opinion. Please, as always, do your own research. Dig deep. James E. Seegan was born in 1957. He last lived in Carrollton, Texas, which is in Denton County. It's the ninth most populated county in the state of Texas, located in the northern portion of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It is believed that Seegan's last known residence was on Canes Drive in a 2,982 square foot two-story home built in 1989. Previously, he had lived in another northern Dallas-Fort Worth suburb called Frisco. On Friday, February 18th of 2020, James was home while his wife Dita worked. At around 9:11 a.m., James received a call from a man by the name of Keith Ashley. Allegedly, Ashley was not only a friend to Seegan, but also a financial advisor and visited the Seegan household from time to time. The front door of the couple's home had a Nest doorbell, and footage showed Ashley arriving at the home at around 9:30 a.m. He rang the doorbell, then let himself into Seegan's home. Ashley is seen leaving the home 6 minutes after a loud noise which set off the garage alarm at around 10:21 a.m. Later, it was discovered that the camera inside the couple's garage had been activated. Allegedly, the noise is thought to have been the sound of a gun firing. After Ashley was seen leaving, James's phone did not move, nor did it place or receive calls. Also, it did not receive or send any text messages. When Dita arrived home, she found her husband dead in the home office upstairs, sitting with a semi-automatic handgun in his left hand, which rested on his left thigh. Later, Dita would explain her husband was right-handed, not left-handed. There was also an apparent typed suicide note, and the last line read, "My last friend, Keith Ashley, will help you with," and a phone number was listed. The Nest doorbell did not detect anyone other than Ashley and James's wife from entering the home that day. On February 19th, the medical examiner determined James died from a gunshot wound to the head. Forensic tests revealed James had the drug called etomidate, a short-acting intravenous anesthetic used to induce sedation and general anesthesia, in his system. The drug is intended to be used in a clinical setting. When someone is given an injection of etomidate, the person is almost simultaneously rendered unconscious. There was enough of this drug found in his system to incapacitate James. James had no known condition that would require the use of this drug. According to the Allen American publication, Ashley was trained in administering the drug etomidate. Allegedly, James ended his connection with Seegan as his financial advisor around February 3rd of 2020. Keith Ashley was a registered nurse who worked in Dallas at City Hospital at White Rock from May 19th, 2019 to July 14th of 2020. He was terminated for not working enough shifts. This makes me wonder why. What was he doing instead of working the needed shifts? Dita, Seegan's wife, contacted Ashley to tell him about her husband's death. At that time, Ashley said he needed Seegan's phone so he could contact his financial institutions. During the time Ashley had Seegan's phone, allegedly he wired $20,000 to his bank account without the consent from Dita. Additionally, it was discovered some texts between Ashley and Seegan were deleted. On Seegan's calendar, there was an appointment at 9 in the morning on February 18th that read, "Keith, blood." The police think that Ashley had told Seegan he needed to draw blood to update Seegan's life insurance policy, and that's how he managed to inject Seegan with the etomidate. In an investigation which lasted for 9 months, it was found Ashley had incapacitated Seegan and then murdered him. The end goal was for Ashley to gain control over Seegan's finances. Ashley told the police he did not earn any money while acting as Seegan's financial advisor. He claims he only earned money on 2 life insurance policies that he sold Seegan. One of the life insurance policies is said to be worth $2 million, but the beneficiary had changed on January 24th. It turns out Ashley lied about not receiving any sort of payment for his financial advice. Ashley owned a business called KBKK, and over the past 5 years, Seegan transferred around $750,000 to this business. Additionally, Ashley had used his former brokerage, Parkland Securities, based in Ann Arbor, Michigan, to carry out his scheme in which, according to Carrollton police, he had defrauded 9 people out of $1.9 million. He had worked in the financial service industry from the year 2000 to 2002. Allegedly, Parkland Securities terminated Ashley on October 27th, which was 2 weeks before his arrest. Industry experts have said the case is an example of risk involved with financial advisor fraud in wealth management. Ashley had the autopsy report of Seegan sent to the home of one of his employees, who then delivered it to him. The autopsy report was later discovered by police in Ashley's truck, along with various financial documents which looked like Ashley was forging signatures, including Seegan's. One of the documents stated that Seegan gave Ashley $65,000 as a non repayable gift. 2 months after his arrest, as Ashley sat in jail, he had not been barred from the wealth management industry. A company by the name of Financial Planning sent inquiries to each person mentioned in the documents charging Ashley. Allegedly, there were a lot of red flags in Ashley's written communications with his clients and the outside businesses registered in his name. According to Christine Lazaro, an experienced securities attorney, it is not necessarily uncommon for a broker like Ashley to operate out of a storefront, which provides little, if any, supervision. In 1991, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority dismissed Ashley from a forgery charge. This charge should have caused Parkland Securities to have greater supervision on Ashley, but this didn't happen. Furthermore, Thomas Lewis, an attorney who represents wealth management firms, stated Ashley was moving money from his clients' bank accounts into his own, and that should have set off alarms, but it didn't. Lazaro stated it is crazy that wealth management firms are not catching text messages or private emails. Ashley is a former financial partner with Allen Economic Development Corporation. The company provided Nine Band Brewing, a microbrewery, with $75,000 in economic incentives to open the first brewery in the city of Allen. Allegedly, Ashley is also the owner of North Texas Money Management, located in McKinney, Texas. The company offers financial planning and investment advice. According to the Dun & Bradstreet website, the annual sales for this company are around $200,000. Ashley also has ties with another business, a Tulsa, Oklahoma hotel casino owned by Osage Casinos. On November 12th of 2020, Ashley was indicted in the Eastern District of Texas on 6 counts of wire fraud. In less than a week of his arrest, Ashley was also accused of running a $1 million Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is a type of fraud that lures investors and pays profits from earlier investors. With the funds, more recent investors invest into the opportunity that's presented to them. Typically, this involves the idea of a high return in a short amount of time. This type of scheme leads the investors to believe that the profit is coming from business activity, when in reality, the money received is coming from those who are currently investing. During the investigation, it was uncovered that allegedly from December 13th through May of 2020, Ashley devised a scheme which amounted to obtaining money and property from people under false pretenses in which big returns were promised. Allegedly, Ashley would email clients and tell them about investments that would offer a 3 to 9% return per year with no risk to the investor's principal. His recommendation was to purchase unit investment trusts through Parkland and another company called Smart Trust. After receiving the money, Ashley did not invest it as he claimed he would. According to the indictment, although he returned over $81,000 to the investors, the rest of the money he used for personal expenses such as for the brewery, personal credit card payments, cash withdrawals, mortgage payments, college tuition, student loan payments, and utilities. It is thought that Ashley defrauded at least 9 people, and of those 9 people, at least 5 of his victims were older than 65. If you were victimized or know someone who was victimized by Keith Ashley, Stillman Law is offering to help you recover your losses. I will put a link in my description to the website that's dedicated to helping his victims. The police investigation into Seegan's death revealed Ashley staged Seegan's death to appear as if it were a suicide. On December 8th of 2020, a grand jury in Dallas County indicted Ashley for murder. He pleaded not guilty. This case is considered to be active and ongoing. Ashley remains incarcerated in Bowie County, which is part of the Texarkana Metroplex. Prior to his arrest, Ashley had no criminal record. I have some questions. Why did a man have to lose his life for people to realize that Ashley was defrauding people? What can be done in the future to prevent this type of criminal behavior? How can we educate people so that they don't have this sort of experience like Seegan did and the others who were defrauded? The documents disclosing Ashley's suspicious activity filed by banks and the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority investigations are confidential. Maybe it would be helpful for the public to have a redacted version. Perhaps when this does go to trial, we'll get more information. I wish that we knew more about James's life. I'm surmising since he lived in Carrollton that he was a Cowboys fan, but I don't know. I wish I knew more about him as a person and also the other victims. I want to know, did he like fishing? Did he like to paint? Was there someone who was his favorite author? Did he drink coffee in the morning? If so, how did he take his coffee? Was he an early riser? What was his favorite meal? I just want to know more about him as a person because to me, I think it's important to focus on the victim as a person and what their life was like because their life was cut short because someone took it from them. I wish we had more information on James Seegan so that we'd get to know him and honor his memory more fully. Thank you for spending time with me. If you know of a murder case involving a Ponzi or pyramid scheme, leave that in the comment section. I would like to expose more of these schemes since people tend to talk only about big cases, and I don't mind talking about big cases, but there's so many of this type of criminal activity going on all around us. I think it's important that we shed a light on it. I believe to get a handle on how people are misled, we need to talk about all cases, no matter how big or how small. Bad and unethical business practices happen in many industries. Take care of yourself and those that you love, and remember, you're beautiful and I love you.